What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to another episode of Swoop Luke, another off-season trade period episode. It's going to be a quick one, so let's just run the intro, jump straight into it. Before we do jump straight into it, of course, first off, happy Halloween. I know we're Australian, but it's an awesome sort of holiday. Go watch a scary movie. And by scary movie, I mean, obviously, the Collingwood-Geelong semi-final. Besides that, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Twitch, or Swoop Luke. You know the deal. If you're a new swooper here watching these videos, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I'll always appreciate you. If you are a returning swooper, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's jump into what we have to talk about. A couple of things have been happening behind the scenes. Not a lot. The main one is this Treloar saga just keeps on dragging, and it's not going to stop until trade period starts. As we know, free agency started on Friday. I think trade period starts on Wednesday, which is the day after the public holiday for Melbourne Cup. So it's going to be really interesting. A lot of names have been thrown out there, but not a lot of names have been linked to us. But let's talk about the names that have been thrown out there. So, of course, we've got Treloar. Apparently, he doesn't want to go to Queensland. Well, not apparently. Well, it's all apparent. We know that he doesn't want to go to Queensland. The Gold Coast don't want him unless he wants to go there. If he leaves Collingwood, he will go to a club in Victoria. Western Bulldogs, Carlton, Essendon. He's probably worth a top 10 pick. Maybe 5, 6, or 7, 8, maybe. One of those picks would suffice for Treloar. Plus maybe a steak knife, a late third rounder or something like that if we have to give something back. But he's only 25. We got him on 5 years, $900,000 a year. So you can see why Collingwood want to offload him. He is not a good user of the ball. We know that. He accumulates it. Maybe he's a better fit somewhere else. But I'm growing to the fact that, or the idea that Treloar won't be with us next year. And I'm honestly really okay with that. As much as I love him as a person. But I'm honestly okay with that. Another name that is getting thrown up there is Tom Phillips. Tom plays on the wing. We've got Josh Dacos at the moment playing over there. Tyler Brown kind of stayed on the wing a little bit. Will Hoskin-Elliott moved up there. Jaden Stevenson wants to play up there. And Chris Mayne's kind of there as well. In 2018, Tom Phillips had a breakout year. Couldn't really find the form in 2019. Definitely didn't find the form in 2020. He was getting played out of position. He was on the half-forward line. There's a thing with Buckley and his coaching staff where they start playing players out of their position and then saying, they didn't have a good season and stuff. If you play a fullback on the wing, he's not going to have a great season. So don't play a wingman as a half-forward guy. It's just a little bit weird. But if Tom Phillips does leave, looks like he might go to Hawthorn or it looks like he might go to Melbourne. I'm hearing rumours or just trade scenarios that it'll be a straight swap. Tom Phillips for Oscar McDonald or Tom McDonald? Pretty sure Tom McDonald. I think he kicked 4 or 5 goals against us at Melbourne, the Melbourne Big Freeze a couple of years ago, if memory serves me correctly. I wouldn't want it though. He can play, he can play in the back line, he can play in the forward line, and he can play on the wing as well. I think he's getting up there in age, maybe 29 or so. Could be a bit of a utility for us, only if we get rid of Cox or something like that, which is another player that we're looking at putting on the trade table. Mason Cox. If he stays, he stays. Amazing. If he goes, he might go to Sydney or he could go to the Kangaroos or some team like that. I'm hearing Western Bulldogs. The fourth name, which is the most interesting name, is Jaden Stevenson. It's come out recently that Collingwood are open to hearing offers about Steve-O. He's not on the trade table, but if the Kangaroos come up and say, here's pick 3 for Jaden Stevenson, you go, cool. Take him away from us. He's out of contract at the end of next season. We know he didn't have a good season this year. Yes, it could be glandular as well. Again, played out of position for most parts, but he doesn't go hard enough at the ball. I'd rather put my efforts into someone that's going to give the team 110%. But this could also be a way that Collingwood are lighting a fire under these guys' asses to say, no one is guaranteed a spot on our list. We can trade you just like that if the right offer comes. So pull your socks up and play good football. Other than the couple of names that we talked about last time, like Will Hoskin-Elliott and stuff like that, no one really big is leaving us at the moment or linked to leaving us. But who knows with this club, they could turn around and say, X, Y, and Z player are leaving as well. But we'll know more when trade week starts. So who are we linked to? No one, really. There's been a couple of rumours, like I just said, Tom McDonald, Cam McCarthy, Neville Jetta. Not really anyone big. You think getting rid of some salary cap space and stuff like that is kind of us saying, yeah, you know what? We have a big name coming. But we don't. We're not really linked to anyone big unless it's really deep behind the scenes. So let's just go over to my new segment called Conspiracy Theories. So, I've got a couple of conspiracy theories. One of them is that we're clearing up salary cap space this year, or for the 2021 period, for the 2021 trade period or free agency period. I think there are a lot of good players out of contract at the end of next year. A big name coming out of contract at the end of next year is Josh Kelly from the Giants. I would love him in black and white. He was a Collingwood supporter growing up. So maybe we're clearing this space to make a move on him at the end of next year, which would make sense. Another conspiracy is that it's been confirmed the Giants are going to match Geelong's offer for Jeremy Cameron. So Geelong will have to trade for Jeremy Cameron with the Giants. Does that mean that we could be making a play to get a better trade deal than Geelong will give to the Giants if Jeremy Cameron chooses to do so? You got to think that the Giants want what's best for, obviously, Jeremy Cameron, because he's been there for 10 years or so, but they want what's best for them as well. If Geelong are only offering pick 7 and a pick 15, and we can offer them a pick 4, don't you think they would go for that? I think they would. I feel like we're getting rid of some of these players. one, maybe to make a play for a bigger name next year. Two, to get into the top 5 of the draft. It's either the top 5 of the draft for a trade for Jeremy Cameron, which would be amazing. Absolutely amazing, because that means that our premiership window is fully open, the next 3 or 4 years. Or we get into the top 5 for Logan McDonald, who, if you haven't seen it, I interviewed a couple of months ago. Awesome kid. Best forward in the country at the moment as an 18-year-old, and will be going top 5, maybe top 3 in the draft. So it could be any one of these scenarios. But look, I just wanted to give you a quick update. I haven't uploaded a video in a while. Tomorrow, hopefully, I will be doing a season review, definitely before trade period. Just been really crazy with all this off-season news, but I will be doing a big season review, maybe 20-minute video, 15-minute video, or something like that. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shackers, I'll swoop you later.
Ooh la la.